What's up, YouTube? It's been a while. It's been almost a week. And life happens. Sorry I've been away for all the people that was like, ooh, my Ike, and where your videos at? Sorry to y'all. To people who don't and wasn't really caring about seeing the videos. It's fine. I don't care. But the reason I was gone is kind of had a little bit of burnout. Not from YouTube, because I'm new to it, so I kind of can't be burnt out of something I just started. But a little bit of work burnout had me, just choosing to be lazy more so than not. A 13-hour work day kind of had me just thinking of me, and the fact that I was sick last week had me worrying about recuperating more so than making videos, because working 13 hours on top of being sick, on top of the promise of roughly daily videos throughout the week, yeah, I just reached a point where I was like, one of these got to give, and the sickness couldn't instantly go away, and I couldn't exactly say no to working 13 hours, because being the person in charge of my shift, I kind of can't say no to that. So, sorry YouTube, you took the back seat, and you took the short straw. So again, to all the people that missed me, apologies. But I'm back. So let's get on with, just the everyday talk about life. And the topic of today's video is Bond Chaser. We're not talking about James Bond, so get those corny jokes out of the way right now. I'm talking about the bonds of friendship, family, and just generally being connected to another person. Those bonds are very interesting. They're hard to form for some people, easy to form for others, but however complicated it is to make a bond, it's almost instantaneously easy to lose or break. Because for a bond to break or just fade, all you need is negligence. It's like a plant. You stop watering it, you generally stop caring for it, it's gonna die relatively fast, because plants living in the natural environment need attention regularly. So bonds between human beings are just like plants, but longer lasting plants. Because some bonds can, fade over the course of a month, a week, or even a couple years. That's why I say we're unlike plants, because plants, you stop caring for, they're gone within a week. And some relationships can be like that, but not all relationships. So in that sense, I say it's a very crucial thing to stay in contact with people. The old KIT, keep in touch, and everybody, or most people have phones now, so phone communication is an easy way to, just keep in touch with a person that's close to you. But at the same time, it's still easier said than done. Because a lot of people going through their own things in life, like me putting videos on the back burner while I rested, got better, and just generally cleared my mind. Same thing can be said about what people do to friendships. Friendships could be put on the back burner while people find themselves mature and evolve and, just clear their heads. And that actually hinders a person. It's not one of the things I would suggest that goes on the back burner if you have to clear your mind and, just generally get away from things to recuperate and rest. But, again, I'm not everybody. These are just my thoughts. So I would like to explain that with that, that's why the whole title of the episode or video or whatever you want to address it as is Bond Chaser. Because I think to get along in life and to be better off in your life than you were once at one point in time, you need bonds. Bonds with friends, bonds with family, because I got a couple examples about how bonds pretty much make or break a person's life. For instance, I got a friend named Craig who lives in Ohio now. Love that boy to death, even though he's annoying. He got a family now, and he's out of town. And yeah, I miss him, but that bond was important, just as important to him, I believe, as to me, because I was able to convince my parents to take him in during his high school years, so he wouldn't get sent away either to another school or just generally have to go further out of town. And even though living with him was as annoying as you can only think having a real sibling was, that's also something that I really didn't experience before him, because I had a little sibling. I never had a same age to slightly older sibling. So that was a learning experience that I'm grateful for. And then turn around, and a couple years later, after we've graduated, and it's time for me to move out of my parents' place, him and his, not wife at the time, but to-be wife, were already out and about and on their own. And they gave me a place to stay for like a year and some time, or slightly under. And that was, again, an interesting experience, because then at that time he had a girlfriend that he lived with, and I didn't have a girlfriend that I lived with. I had a girlfriend and all that, but I didn't live with her. So that was another interesting dynamic / learning experience that my life will forever be changed because of. So, to say the least, you need bonds in your life, because they can literally help you survive when you can't survive. And now, even the relationship I'm in right now with my girlfriend, we've been through a lot together. We've had to cover each other on a lot of things and just generally be there for each other. But I'm not going to get into the semantics of those. I also have a roommate, my roommate of now, Jordan. I actually knew this kid from like 6th grade, from like middle school, when we all were in band. We didn't really kick it heavy until 7th grade, and even in freaking high school we kind of lost contact for a little bit. But the bond I had with him is the reason that we both don't have to live with our parents anymore, because we're both diligent, working young men that were able to make a plan to move in together. Still not the most solid plan, because we're still two young men with not a lot of knowledge, but we kind of balance each other out. And the bonds like that, just generally help support you. And not everything has to be oh, he took me in off the streets, or he gave me a place to stay. It can be as simple as they were that friend to talk you down from the darkest point of your life, or they were that friend that just told you not to go do that stupid thing that one night, and that actually turned out to do more good for you than you can even realize. And it all depends on the type of bond it is, and the type of person you are, that you will benefit from that bond. Because every person you meet won't give you the same help that bond will give you. It's just like playing a video game, and you have certain synergies, and certain characters have certain synergies with each other. One might increase a person's attack, and one might increase a person's defense. Not everybody's going to do the same thing for you just because you made a bond with them. So that's why forming bonds and having many bonds is important in your life, because without bonds, you're pretty much saying, let me go through life on the hardest difficulty because I don't want to communicate with anybody or make connections with anybody. And I know it's hard for some people, so don't think I'm just saying, hey, even though you have a problem talking to people, you still need to go form bonds. I am saying that to an extent, but I'm saying I understand, because I'm also a person that doesn't really have the enthusiasm to just be like, oh, I'm going to go out there and make friends. So to everybody who thinks that, oh, I'm telling you, just even if you're shy, go make friends. No, it's going to be hard, but I still believe that you can do it. Anybody who's listening to this, even if you're older than me or younger than me, because they say respect goes to the elderly, but respect comes where respect is earned. Respect for respect. So, if you respect what I'm saying and you appreciate what I'm saying and you like listening to these things, then take it to heart. When I say still try, even though it seems hard, even though making friends is not your forte, because it's not mine, bonds and trying and effort are still important things in your life. And that's why you shouldn't let go of bonds. Unless it is a parasitic bond. And that is a whole different debate. I've talked about parasitic bonds in the past. I've talked about relationships in the past. But a bond that you form with someone that has lasted amounts of time, any amount of time, and you both have mutually benefited from it, and to the point where you can't say you are in the place that you are today without that bond that you had, is a bond worth keeping, as long as it's not parasitic. So that's my video. I'm trying not to make it too long, even though I haven't been here for a while, but I'm pretty sure nobody wants to listen to 30 minutes of me explaining what bonds are and what chasing bonds are. But never give up on a bond that has formed, that has changed you for the better as a person, because that's important. And never give up on people who you feel like you have changed for the better, because they can be in the darkest place of their lives right now, and if you give up on them and if you say they're not worth it and you stop trying, you might have doomed them, or you might have damned them to just pain. So chase your bonds, keep your bonds alive. If they're parasitic, learn when to let them go. But any bond that you form that is a positive effect on your or their life, you should not be willing to let go. You should chase it and you should not let it go. You should water it so it doesn't die. Just generally keep bonds alive, because we are a social creature. We are social beings, and without social interaction, we will generally just wither away because we're choosing to live life at its most difficult. So thanks again for staying here. If you stayed here, I don't know whether or not I lost subscribers over the week or 4 days I haven't been on YouTube. But thanks for staying and thanks for listening if you're still here. And I only hope that we grow as a community, because I want to be able to have conversations with you guys, like in the comments and even in real life, out in the streets. If I see you on the street and you recognize me and you just want to shoot the shit, do it. And overall, just don't let go of your bonds. This is going on like almost 14 minutes, so I'm going to let this go. If you like the video, leave a like. If you want to talk about life and bonds and the importance of being human, leave a comment and talk to me about it. If you want to see more of this and you generally like what I'm doing and you want to continue to support it, you got to subscribe and hit the bell, because if you don't, YouTube will say, oh, you don't like this person because you haven't shown any appreciation toward their content, so we're just going to put them in the dark corner of YouTube that makes no, well, I'm not trying to make money, but makes no impact because they get no views. So love you guys. Keep on living, keep on surviving, keep your bonds alive, and I will see y'all in the next video, which hopefully I do tomorrow. But see ya.